What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 94 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast on this Thursday, July 24th, 2025. I'm your host, Zach Malin, but before we get started, please subscribe below, follow all of my social accounts. Let's start things off in the world of football as we have some breaking news out of Florham Park. Jets quarterback Justin Fields was carted off the field earlier today with a toe injury after being stepped on. And it was reported by NFL Network's Ian Rappaport that he has a dislocated toe, no fracture, and it's not the big toe. So a big sigh of relief for the Jets. He's still undergoing tests, and obviously the severity is still unclear. But some more good news as the day has gone on. ESPN's Rich Cimini reported just a moment ago that Justin Fields' toe injury is not significant and he should not be sidelined for long. They're hopeful that he will be ready for week one against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, you're talking about Jet fans really dealing with the pain. They've done it so many times already, especially with their quarterbacks. When you talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Achilles injury, Zach Wilson in 2022 preseason. You also had Sam Darnold dealing with mono early in the season of 2019. And then we go all the way back to Mark Sanchez with the shoulder surgery, and even Geno Smith getting punched in the face by a teammate and breaking his jaw. So the Jet fans have been through so much already. They just cannot deal with another quarterback problem and another quarterback injury. It is a good sign, though, for the Jets right now that they do have some hope that he will be back for week one. Behind Justin Fields is Tyrod Taylor, a big-time veteran presence in the locker room, and Taylor has been a very good NFL pro. He's got Adrian Martinez and the rookie Brady Cook out of Mizzou behind him as well. But the Jets hopeful right now that Fields will be fine for the regular season. As for preseason, I mean, you're just getting things ready for the regular season. Not too big of a worry if Justin Fields is not playing in preseason. You're just hoping that he's healthy. That's all Jet fans can hope for right now. They're in that new regime now with Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji at the helm. All you need to see is progress after last season. It could only be better from here than it was with Aaron Rodgers at the helm last year at quarterback. So the Jets have some positive signs with Fields looking like he's going to be ready for week one, but still some more tests to be done. And obviously the severity of the injury still unknown. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated as the weeks go on. Justin Fields, though, dislocated toe, and it looks like he'll be out for a little while and probably ready for the regular season, but we don't know just yet. Probably going to miss most of the, if not all of the preseason for the New York Jets. Let's shift things to baseball as both New York teams were in action this week, and we'll start things off with the New York Yankees as they went up to Toronto for a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays up north of the border, and the Yankees end up losing 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays. They went into Game 3 of the series tied at 1. A great win on Tuesday, 5-4 with Ben Rice being the hero in the 9th inning. Then they go into Wednesday's game, and this one was absolutely one to forget, and the Yankees really just mucked this one up in the final game of the series. 4 errors for the Yankees in this game. Just inexcusable stuff on the defensive side of things. They need to be better right now, and they need to really improve on the defensive side. This is a team that came into this year saying they wanted to be better defensively. Well, they have not done that recently. They are really weak right now, and forget even the side of the infield, the left side of the infield. They need to be better defensively, whether that's picking up multiple guys on the defensive side to help them out, just to put them on the bench and come in for defense later in games. That's what it comes down to. They need to be better, and it's a lack of concentration right now from a lot of these Yankee players. They need to be better because 4 errors against the divisional opponent in a very tough environment, you will not win any game like that. And it was a game that the Yankees really could have used. They are now 4 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays for first place in the AL East. But this is really looking down the line. They need to look at the future of this team and what the ceiling is of this team. And it's not great right now because the defense is not good enough. So they need to fix things there. And this is a real heartbreaker in my mind against the Toronto Blue Jays, who they could have really caught up to in the division. and they just throw this game away with defensive errors left and right. 4 errors is just not good enough, and that's not good fundamental baseball. So they need to figure things out. Obviously, the trade deadline is a week from today, and Brian Cashman, it is over to you, as they need to pick something up on the defensive side. Like I said, it's got to be multiple guys coming off the bench that they can rely on defensively, because their defense is not good enough right now. Forget that they need the third baseman. Of course, they'll get that, whether it's Eugenio Suarez or any of the other targets that are available right now across baseball. It needs to be better everywhere defensively. That's what it comes down to, and the Yankees really need to forget this one, flush it down the toilet, as they have a very tough series coming up. Another one against the Philadelphia Phillies, this time at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. A 3-game set starting tomorrow night with Will Warren on the mound. 6-5 this year, a 4.91 ERA. He's going up against Taijuan Walker, who's 3-5 this year with a 3.75 ERA. The Yankees are going up against one of the toughest rotations in all of baseball. The Phillies have been really good, and now they do sit in second place behind the Mets, who grabbed the win yesterday, and the Phillies lost to the Red Sox in extra, so they're half game back of the Mets for first place in the National League East. But the Yankees really need to bounce back in this one, and if they could get a series win here, you're really forgetting about all the errors and all of that happened in Toronto this week. So we'll see what happens, but a 3-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies. Make sure you tune in all series long as the Yankees take on the Phillies at Yankee Stadium. Let's shift things to the other side of New York, as the New York Mets were in action this week as well, and they ended up getting the series sweep over the LA Angels at Citi Field. Just a real good series bats-wise for the New York Mets. 7-5 win on Monday, with the bullpen coming in as well. Brooks Raley gets his first win of the year. Frankie Montas then the next day gets his third win of the year, a 3-2 victory for the Mets. And then you go to yesterday's game, and Sean Manaea looked filthy in this one. Looks back to last season's form already. 5 innings strong with 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. I mean, just the one blip, a homer to Mike Trout, but I mean, you'll take that with the potential Hall of Famer that Mike Trout is. I mean, you'll deal with a great outing in the end for Sean Manaea with just 1 earned run allowed. So great stuff and a great series by the New York Mets. Like I said, the bats really woke up. Pete Alonso did a great thing on Wednesday, and as well as Francisco Lindor. When you look at those two guys who were kind of struggling, you had Lindor on a real horrid streak of 0 of 31, even on that homestand where he could be really solid, and obviously he's been so solid this year at Citi Field. Breaks that 0 for 31 and ends up getting multiple hits in this game, but this game was all about Pete Alonso's 3-run bomb to give the Mets a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the third, and just really broke this game wide open, and the Mets took it from there. So the Mets looking good right now, coming off that series loss to Cincinnati. They finished things off at home with a very, very solid series against the LA Angels. So now the Mets go to the West Coast. They got their last West Coast trip of the year, and it all starts tomorrow night when they go to San Francisco. 10:15 start. It's going to be Clay Holmes on the mound taking on Logan Webb. Webb has been so solid this year, an all-star in the National League. He's 9-7 this year with a 3.08 ERA, although last couple of starts have been a little bit shaky, especially his last one. He got roughed up in Toronto. But you look at the Mets side of things, Clay Holmes on the mound, 8-5 this year, a 3.48 ERA, and Holmes looking for a solid outing against the tough lineup of the San Francisco Giants. So we'll see what happens all series long as the Mets take on the Giants for a 3-game set in San Francisco. But that will do it for episode 94 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast. Please subscribe below. I've been Zach Malum, and thanks for watching, and talk to you all on Monday.